Holy crap, the first recap of MLCW Season 3. This is the second week of MLCW. I unfortunately missed the first due to a poorly timed trip to Japan. Apologize to the clan for that. But let me just sum that first week up for you. It was a snooze fest. This guy's face sums it up. 3 Golem Witches and Hound CCs. That is literally the entire war. So we're just going to kind of blow past that one and focus on this past week, which was actually really entertaining and a quality matchup. You know, as you see, we lost by 2 stars, and unfortunately that was because real life came between one of our 11s and his attacks. You know, he contributed 6 defenses, and the reason for missing them was quite true. So it's unfortunate, but all in all, it was a great war. You know, we very rarely click on all cylinders at the same time, and this was one of those wars. So it sucks to lose them, but it was a good one, and we're going to take away the positives when we can. So we're going to look at some 11s, 10s, and 9s. I'm going to look at my first hit on number 1. This was a fresh 2, and all I'm doing is basically grabbing all the free percentage I can with archers before I start the main gobo phase. Pretty simple attack. I do apologize. I think most of these attacks are at 2 speed. I was still pretty jet lagged on the flight back from Japan, so that was poor filming on my part. But anyway, so stage 1, just grab all the free shit that I can, and then I'm going to start really the gobo phase and setting that funnel here from 9 o'clock and really kind of like 12:31. So with the baby drag to distract the wizard tower and protect my wall breakers, I'm going to gobo in at 8:39 and actually get a lot more value than I'd anticipated. So I was pretty happy with how this thing was starting. As you'll see here, I actually get really lucky with these 3 wall breakers coming in. They almost get nuked by the wizard tower and the mortar. But you know what? Lady Luck shined on me, and that didn't happen. And this kind of 12:30, 1 o'clock group does a great job of driving this core dive team right in for the town hall. Like I said, this was a fresh hit, so I rolled with the safe double poison. Probably could have got a little bit more with the quake, but I think I settled a little bit north of 60%, which I will take any day of the week. So very happy with this hit and kind of how this war started for us. Unfortunately, it was the only good one for me, so I had to include it in this recap. But Maldi and Throck had a nice pair of 10v10s. So we're going to take a look at Maldi's first. It's a nice Falcon. It's a variant that we call the Maldroni. We picked that up a little bit from Highly Active. They suggested kind of a heavier hog kit for the right base, and it's something that's kind of really clicked for him. So you're going to see him kind of pull it here, and the idea is the basic Falcon, funnel both sides, suicide BK, and send in the core, kind of dive team with the spells. The twist that we kind of enjoy is the 10 hogs kind of coming in, grabbing those back defenses that might be an issue once the spells run up. And the hogs they get just the right amount of value. This ends up being a pretty close hit. 3 stars to 3 star, but I probably would have, brought some pocket cleanup troops to help this thing along its way, but, can't fault him for a 3, and it was well executed. Falcon can be a little bit hectic at times to narrate and to execute. So, I enjoy it just because you kind of you sit back and let the chaos unfold, and just kind of, cross your fingers. But he did a good job here, and it was one of our 2 10v10s that war. Following that up, this was actually a cleanup triple by Throck, one of our main 10s. And once we knew it was a Houndloon CC, we decided to go with the Suicide Lalo. You see here, Throck times it perfectly with the baby drag and the BK tanking for this AQ. That he gets just enough what he needs to get that AD, get a little bit of the splash damage out of the way, and really just dive into the Lalo phase of this. So obviously with the Suicide Lalo, he's left all the spells for the air phase, and he puts them to good work. Rage over the AQ, lets the pups clear her. A nice rage coming on the backside with that backside Lalo to kind of wrap up that final wizard tower in the final inferno. And it's just, it's kind of GG from there. It was good identification by him. He's a little bit newer to the Suicide Lalo train, but he's embracing it, and it's awesome to see somebody trying out a new attack and really see it click for them. So congrats to Throck for trying something new and smashing with it. So I'm hoping to see a lot more of these in my future recaps. Wink, wink. This week against horses. Let's go, buddy. Diving down to the nines, this was a solid order for us. I think we ended right around 60%, which I'm not complaining about. So we're just going to look at two. Both of these are just great base identifications, fresh hit triples. First one is going to be a Tri-Zap Drag Attack. It's pretty standard with bases like this with the stacked ADs. But it's good identification by Spud. He's one of our strongest Town Hall 9 attackers. And, while I took a brief vacation, we're ecstatic he's back because he brings a love for air to the game, which is, it's always nice to have those kind of different strategies in your pocket. So, typical Tri-Zap, he clears a corner with the spells, Suicide Royals on the other side to get at least one of the other ADs, and then uses his last rage kind of blowing through the bulk of those targeting air defenses at 6 o'clock. It's a nice haste here to get in for that final AD. And you'll see he actually has a fair bit of loons that he's able to pepper around the base and help with the cleanup / taking out those pesky defenses targeting the dragons as they wrap up the base without spell support. So this was, I would consider this a smash. He only has 2 dragons left, but it was a well executed hit. No glaring mistakes. So congrats to him for pulling one off. I think he might have 6-packed. So kudos to you, buddy. And then the last hit of the war that we're going to take a look at, and again, apologies for the 2 times speed on these guys, is a nice go boho from Acid, aka Gav, over in Highly Active. I was a little worried when both of his golems dropped down right on the Archer Tower, that he wouldn't get that funnel right there at 6 o'clock to get those bowlers in. But he, sometimes the funnels just work out and the AI just behaves itself, and that's exactly what happened. So with a nice jump in, he just gets an absolute ton of value with his kill squad. I mean, just gobs of it. It's ridiculous. And the Hogs just start rolling in on the back L shape of this base. So it's it was a killer hit. He's going to have a ton of leftover Hogs. Good guess on that final GB spot over there. I mean, it's a pretty solid bet when the Troll Tesla pops up. And he just wraps this thing up. So, sorry this is a quick recap. I grabbed this on the flight back from Japan. Wasn't sure how much time I would have at the airport and signal-wise. So just a brief overview. Again, GG to A4O for pulling off the win. It was, surprise third attack. I apologize. Kevin, let's take a look at this one. So what's he using here? Kevin is he's become one of our swag machines recently. It's been pretty awesome to watch. He's kind of really come into his own with these hits. And he's just doing a perfect job with this funnel. Like you see, sends the AQ, the BD, the BD right in at 9, meets the kill swat coming in, and just just identifying that a single jump is going to get him great value in that nice big channel that's right there in the middle of the base. What he's going to do is he's going to pepper in these hogs and heels coming in from the back end. And he does such a good job of sprinkling them in surgically, which you rarely see nowadays, I feel like, that he's able to swag a heal spell. It's pretty ridiculous. And I think he's done it the past 2 wars. He did one against Apollyon, and he did it again against A4O. So absolute just killer 9 right now for us, and I love including him in the recaps. So again, GG to A4O, pulling off the win. This was a good match. No, it sucks to miss the hits, but it is what it is, and we look forward to week 3 here against horses. So we're going to bring our best, and I'll see you next week.